Call me crazy, but stick with me here. I think I've broken the GameStop algorithm. Now, not as a whole, but as to where we are actually trading at right now. And you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. In my personal opinion, I I don't know if I'm going crazy or this is just way too good to be true. But the other day I talked about this descending parallel channel on GameStop for this time frame, March of 2025, and we see several correlations between this 2021. In fact, nearly identical. GameStop is clearly on an algorithm, but I have dug deeper, and this is very, very interesting. So first of all, you have this double top, you have this descending parallel channel, this sell off, this flush right here. March 26th, you get this very large pop. Same thing, 2020, double top, back in December, descending parallel channel, break out of the channel, again, March 26th, same thing. Now, March 2024, we get this double top in December. You trade in this descending parallel channel, get this sell off, you get this massive top March 26th again. This is 2024 now. So we have 2025, 2020, 2024. We move on and we get to 2023, double top, December, descending parallel channel, sell off, top in March 22nd. March 26th is actually a weekend here. March 22nd, a little bit early for the algorithm. This is 2023. You keep going. This is 2022. Double top, November, descending parallel channel, sell off right here. Peak March 26th to 28th right here. We move on. Even when GameStop squoze in January of 2021 and cracked algorithms, they pushed it back in and none of us noticed. Descending parallel channel. Zoom in, you get this little peak March 26th. You can't make this up. Break out of that channel. Now, on top of all of this, June 8th, during this time for the algorithm, June 8th of 2021, we get this peak up here randomly to 86 bucks. Okay, let's go back to 2022, June 8th, peak right here. You go back to 2023, June 8th, top right here. You go back, June 6th, top. June 6th and 7th, actually, top. All the way back up here, 67. This broke algorithms right here. Roaring Kitty came back. But the second top, 67 bucks. Put very simply, we keep going. June 8th to the 10th, pop, peak right here. And finally, where we are trading at right now. So, after all that being said, I hope that you are a bit surprised because I was a bit surprised and the algorithms are nearly identical. Lottery stocks, what does that mean? Well, we have a couple of theories that could go right now. First of all, we clearly got the same pattern. The pop out of the channel March 26th, coming back into the channel. And if we look at basically every single other time, there is a little bit more downside. Okay, there is more downside every single time. Okay, so that's not to say that GameStop is not necessarily going to pop here, because based on the previous move we had, this is what GameStop could see, a V-shaped recovery, but I expected a way lower wick here, down to the $18 sub 18 range. But again, if we don't get that and we get a move up on Liberation Day, that's cool too. We have a couple of possibilities for potential bottoms. One, this is based on previous algorithmic moves. The potential bottom could have been March 14th, March 13th right here. The next two potential bottoms are April 22nd, which is right around that 420, and then early May, May 1st to May 3rd, right? So these are the zones for the bottom. If the market continues to sell off, we see GameStop get back into this channel and trade into something that we don't really like until April 20th. And then we get that squeeze, the resurrection of the stock. Also, coincidentally, you drag this here. What do you see this pop? Right around that January 8th. GameStop earnings June 8th. GameStop earnings June 4th, right? So then you see this move, so on and so on and so on and so on. Based off of all of that, today is 69 days after the post from Roaring Kitty. The $1.3 billion private placement could complete today. Now, this is very important because this will also not invalidate algorithms, but Roaring Kitty could be attempting another algorithm break. And no, we're not waiting on a tweet, only relying on a tweet, all this other stuff. GameStop is now not only a meme stock, but this is a fundamental investment, in my personal opinion. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. 420, 69 minutes. Japan's margin squeeze, 69 day of silence, April 2nd, Liberation Day, borrow vanishing, FTD detonating, swaps breaking, you're not early, you're right on time, all that other stuff. Today's a big day. Then coming into April 20th, I originally said we missed point of interest, and now we have to wait for April 20th. And based on where we're at right now, I am excited for the stock in general. I'm excited for the charts because what I see is worst case scenario, a dip buy opportunity and a guaranteed move up, or a guaranteed move up. This is just my personal opinion. I think by June, we are going to see major moves higher. And that's not saying in June, that's saying June latest. That means that could be tomorrow, that could be the next day. And I think the overall markets could also affect that. We will be talking about the overall markets in a second. There's really not much to say on AMC's chart, except that if this algorithm does play out, we should see a pop back up to $3 to $3.15 over the next couple of days. Now, Adam Aaron posted, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but he basically comes out and he states that his salary is not what people think. A lot of this money, he gets to him. He's entitled to cash bonuses, all this other stuff. But then he goes on to say, I believe it was in this post, maybe it was in his next one. He goes on to say that it's not all manipulation. Okay, right here. So some of you want to blame AMC results on market manipulation, management incompetence, or other conspiratorial nations. I don't really like this, right? Because he's kind of just throwing shade at retail investors for, one, pointing out market manipulation, which I really don't like because it's kind of right in front of us. And then two, the conspiracy thing. I don't really like that either because a lot of people do bring facts to the table with their due diligence. And then you have these other people who try and agree with Adam Aaron. But again, it goes beyond the fact of just fundamentals, even though people say it's all fundamentals. Adam Aaron is trying to save the company, all this other stuff. Guys, when we came up here to $400, right, after all the splits and everything, I believe it was like 77 at most. When we came up here, this wasn't off of good fundamentals. They took the buy button away. And since this time frame, it's sold off to, yes, they still have to recover from the pandemic. But the point is that in order to squeeze, you don't need these good fundamentals. Yes, they were struggling back here, and we went from $10 to $400. And yes, they're struggling now, but it's not market manipulation. I mean, come on. So we're going to move on from AMC for now. Also, BlackBerry, real quick. This isn't the squeeze play I'm going to give you, but I talked a little bit about BlackBerry and how I said I might take a small position before earnings. I did not take that position, at least just yet. Could see a pop up to 435 on BlackBerry for earnings, or maybe even 450. But coming into that June 8th target or algorithmic move, like I was talking about on GameStop, would also bring BlackBerry to follow right after it. And I think a lot of these memes are going to do that. So I think BlackBerry will have a move soon. VERU, this is not a sponsored stock. I noticed that they are kind of doing a marketing campaign right now. I believe, I don't know. This is just my thoughts, personal opinion. I'm not promoting this, but it's up 38% and it's sitting at an 11% short interest. And they probably just came out with news. Keep this one on your short squeeze radar list. Gold, we saw a drop today for the first time in a good bit since March 24th. And then Jim Cramer said, I can't think of a dumber day to buy stocks than today. So we have the SPY rallying, gold selling off, and people taking more risk on positions. SPY coming up to 562.35 into this sell block. I would be surprised if SPY got over 564.40. I don't think that's going to happen today. But here's what I do know. Yesterday, we took a short on the SPY and NVIDIA, and if you closed this morning, you would have been in profits. I didn't get my take profit hit. My take profit was a little bit lower. Unfortunately, my take profit did not get hit on the SPY. Close that for a loss. However, I did re-enter a short on the SPY when we got up here around 562. Reason being, put very simply, you look on the daily time frame, and this is an extremely high risk position. I'm going to talk about it right now. We have a lot of news coming out this week. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be an important week. But if you take historical market crashes, market sell-offs, and you bring them over here, this is not only nearly identical, but what it shows me is that, yes, you get this. Let me see. Let me find it here. I believe this was the bottom here. Yes, you get this little relief pop, and then the sell-off, and then this bounce with these double candles right here, which I think is these double candles. So to show you what I'm looking at, this is what I see. And I think, right, that the SPY is going to be due for a big red candle tomorrow, right back down to 547.50, and then followed by another big red candle right back down to 537. This is what I just believe based on market sentiment. It's easier to go bearish than bullish at the moment, in my personal opinion. That is just something that I am saying and I am watching out for the SPY. We also had a position on NVIDIA for puts, but I did state clearly it could come back up to 109 to 111. Remain calm. If you didn't take those puts, I said this is a better entry. From 109 to 111, we came to 109. That is okay. I took a loss just to move capital around and re-enter into these SPY puts. So that is just clarification. Again, I don't have to clarify that because it's all in Discord server. If you're not in yet, it's the top link in the description. And also, guys, make sure to subscribe. Please like the video. I didn't ask you yet. It's free. Elon Musk said the government deleted a terabyte of financial data to cover their crimes, but they don't understand technology, so we recovered it. Now, I've been a little bit iffy. Elon, Trump, the Doge thing, the SEC thing, I want them to do what they're going to do, but it seems like they're beating around the bush, and I don't know. The transparency, the uncertainty is just a little bit off for the markets right now, and I think that in this environment, it's not necessarily the time to jump in, but long-term buying, yes, potentially. Now, the U.S. Treasury and federal agencies will disclose their Bitcoin and crypto holdings on April 5th as directed by President Trump. This is important because if I am wrong on the SPY getting another sell-off, this is going to be big news for crypto on April 5th, okay? We could see a weekend of absolute green on Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. And mainly, honestly, I believe this is going to be big for XRP. I think coming into the weekend, Bitcoin and XRP, crypto as a whole will likely be green based off of this news. So we just want to put this on the back burner. I don't think a lot of people are even seeing this or paying attention to this. And if we get good news tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, whatever, then that is what we could see. I also want to note, even if we don't get great news tomorrow, this is great. I want the markets to sell off first, and then coming into the weekend, maybe we get a bounce and maybe 537 is the bottom on the SPY. We'll see. But this is what I got for you guys. Basically, I do want to briefly touch on Tesla. I said if we close above 572 again, this is very bullish. We're up 5%, 272. I'm sorry, not 572. 272. Easy move to 275. We actually got to 277. We do see the next big resistance right above 281. So be careful if Tesla gets to 281. MicroStrategy coming back out of this zone right here that we have drawn out. Again, we had a gap fill, came down, didn't fill it. And then we filled it. And then this is basically the range where MicroStrategy wants to decide that it wants to flip bullish or bearish. As of right now, it's going back in the bullish range. If we get another open, a candle open above $300, I believe we can move back up to 362 to 385, especially if the weekend news is going to be big. Maybe entering MicroStrategy calls over the weekend is a trade idea. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure to join my Discord server. It's the link in the description. I post my trades as soon as I take them. We talk stocks and crypto. Best vibes, best people. We have dark pool trade alerts, insider trade alerts, market news, analyst updates, and more. Option sweep orders, so on and so on and so on. One-stop shop. Don't forget to check the links in the description. Get your free stocks. Join the Discord server. All this other stuff. My custom indicator, second channel, which I didn't post on yet, but I do have some stuff coming for that. Leave a tip if you'd like. drop a ticker in the comment section when you do leave a tip so that way I can cover it for you guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Socks out.